Time for our Eye on Chicago, the story of a friendship that might seem surprising at first, but as our Suzanne Lemonniot tells us, once you get to know these two friends, you'll definitely understand their bond.
They come from very different worlds, but both know in their hearts, friendship has no age limit.
Janine has changed my life since I met her.
I think we understood each other. Very simple.
It might seem like Janine and Dylan are worlds apart. She's 98 and from Woluwe, Poland. He's 13 from Barrington, Illinois. But these two are not only best friends, they're colleagues. They volunteer behind the welcome desk at the Illinois Holocaust Museum and Education Center in Skokie. They invited us to hang out with them on a Sunday.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's fantastic. What are we doing today?
Dylan started volunteering about a year ago after the museum hosted a traveling exhibit at his school. Janine's involvement goes very deep. She's a Holocaust survivor. When the Nazis came to Janine's town, they took her and her family to live in a ghetto, much like the one that you see right here. Life in the ghetto was Janine's story, but because of their incredible bond, it is now Dylan's story too.
Her father was sent to a work camp. Janine's mother realized that it wasn't safe to live in the ghetto anymore. So she sent Janine to work in a field. It's still forced labor. It wasn't nearly as bad as the conditions in the ghetto.
I have been a witness.
Janine sees her story on the walls of the museum.
It is impossible to describe the conditions under which the Jews of the ghetto are now living. Only a few will be able to hold.
I had my mother. I don't know what happened to her.
I feel horrible because she had to experience this.
Dylan sees the pain she still carries.
To have a friend who has a widely different experience than my own. And that overall has made me a better person.
I was able to tell him what I suffered during the war. And he accepted it, and he didn't reject it, and I could talk to him. And I think that was very important.
Part of Janine's mission is to tell her story to people who visit the museum.
And then when the war was over, we hitchhiked on American trucks to get back to the Poland.
You watch the movies, you read the books. To walk in here today and see Janine is here, it was incredible. I told her it's like she's a part of history that's still here with us from that time.
Meanwhile, back at the desk, the best friends are catching up on the week.
I have A's in all my classes, and
Oh.
I'm doing well.
I'm not surprised because I know you're very capable.
I got 100 on my science test.
See, I was right.
Their fellow volunteers say the Janine Dylan desk is the place to be.
They have such a special friendship. Everyone who works here, volunteers here, they see that too. And I mean, people have been talking about them. Have you seen Janine and Dylan today?
If you have somebody you can talk to who wants to listen to you, it's pure heaven. It is.
Janine is a wonderful person who has dedicated her life to telling people about her story, and she's one of the best persons I've ever met.
I think he's a great guy. You're a great guy.
Thank you.
Janine told us when Dylan occasionally can't make it to the museum, her Sundays just aren't the same. Back to you.
Suzanne, thank you. To learn more about Janine's story and many others, you'll find a link to the Illinois Holocaust Museum and Education Center on our website. That, of course, CBSChicago.com.